Hello and welcome to BQ Pramam Hiral Dadia. One company that is in focus is Jindal Stainless. Clearly, almost a 90 to 95% kind of an up move that we've seen in the last 6 months in terms of the company. And now to reward the shareholders, a first dividend in the last 15 years and the completion of the merger as well. Joining us to discuss more is Anurag Mantri, Executive Director and Group CFO. Welcome to the show, Anurag, and a very good afternoon.
Thank you, Hiral.
Anurag, my first question coming to you is, firstly, a dividend after 15 years. Is this a one-off or is there going to be a dividend policy from here on, number one? And secondly, what's the reason for this announcement?
Good question, Hiral. This is not a one-off, what I can tell you. I think this is, I would say, should be looked at our journey to reward the shareholder on a frequent manner whenever the profitability is there for the company. Board has also approved a policy, dividend policy, which says that up to 20% of the profit PAT will be distributed as dividend. 20% will be reached in a gradual manner, not initially. So that's a good policy that gives the good clarity to the shareholder. ये जो इवेंट है, क्योंकि हमारा अभी जो मर्ज कंपनी का शेयर लिस्ट हुआ अभी अप्रैल 11 को, जो JSL हिसार का शेयर डीलिस्ट हो गया था और उनके शेयर होल्डर को जिंदल स्टेनलेस के शेयर मिल गए थे, तो अभी जो नए कंसोलिडेटेड एंटिटी, मर्ज एंटिटी के शेयर की ट्रेडिंग शुरू हुई है, उसके चलते बोर्ड ने एक मीटिंग कन्वीन करी और बोर्ड ने अप्रूव किया एक स्पेशल डिविडेंड. सो ये स्टार्ट ऑफ द जर्नी है. जब हमारे फाइनल रिजल्ट्स आएंगे, बोर्ड विल इवेल्युएट द फाइनल डिविडेंड फॉर FY23 तब. और आगे जैसे मैंने कहा कि एक गाइडिंग पॉलिसी बोर्ड ने अप्रूव करी है, उसके चलते विल कंटिन्यू टू मेंटेन ऑन दैट बेसिस. द डिविडेंड ओवरऑल आई वुड से कि दिस मर्जर we have become now the one of the top 5 stainless steel company ex China in the world. So again, shareholder के लिए this is a very big step for the shareholders.
Right. So Anurag, one question what I want to take as a follow-up to this one is that you've said that the board has decided that there will be an overall dividend policy to give away 20% of the profits, right?
Up to 20%.
Up to 20%. So by what time do we plan to reach that 20% mark? Because obviously it's not going to be immediately. So how long will it take for us to reach there?
So here, as you appreciate, we are a very capital intensive industry. And also it all depends on the cash flows and the capex cycle which we are running at that particular time, the profitability. So it's difficult to put a timeline that way. And as you know, typically depending on the overall environment, company keep fluctuating the dividend also. So for us, the idea is to have keep maintaining the dividend level, but it's difficult to give a timeline ki kab hum 20%, when will we reach the 20%. I think the best question is that how we can enhance the overall value for the shareholder, whether it's through investing in a project which we can give a much better return to the shareholder rather than only looking at the dividend yield. So the combination of dividend and the good shareholder return projects which will have a more value enhancement for the shareholder.
Right. The other point is you just mentioned about backward integration as well in the previous answer. Now, yes, it's a collaborative agreement with New Yachting is what I understand that was done earlier. So how are we meeting those capex plans and what's the idea behind this backward integration with New Yachting?
See, the nickel is one of the key raw material for our stainless steel production. And nickel is not available in the country. So this is the first step. Nickel uses growth. Anyway, nickel is becoming a one key raw material also for EV battery value chain. So if this is the first step where the Indian company has taken control, acquired some control on the nickel assets outside India. So Indonesia has large reserves. So the JV which gives us the clear edge to have the control on the nickel reserves. Which meets our current requirement of a stainless steel for in this form the way we use the nickel. And also overall it will further enhance, give us the raw material security and then bring more stability. Raw material security is very one key for our business, so which was not there that earlier. So this will ensure the raw material security irrespective of the situation in the outside market. Otherwise we were completely on the external, depending on the external markets towards that. The third thing is that it will bring more improve further stability in our margin because this is a good margin project. and this will give more stability in the earnings and enhance the earnings.
Okay. So overall, how much are we spending in terms of this backward integration, and how is it expected to be funded?
The overall cost of our share of this project is for 49% is around $157 million. And this will be largely funded through internal accrual because the payments will go in a structured manner. There are other capexes also for us which we'll be doing in FY24, which includes which will be completing the acquisition of JU, one strategic asset of JUSL, which is the hot strip mill for us. So that's there. Then some of the other normal value enhancing capex for the shareholder. All put together, we have almost 2,500 crore capex in FY24. And largely, so there for meeting put together these capex, there could be some absolute debt increase, but the ratios will remain very strong. As you know, our ratios is currently in the debt equity is just 0.4, less than 0.4. The debt EBITDA is just less than 0.75. And so that debt equity and debt EBITDA will continue to remain focused so that balance sheet remains strength. So I would say rather than absolute number, one should look at that how we are
managing the debt to equity.
The ratios.
Right, but in absolute terms as well, by how much will the debt go up? Because clearly, our goal has been to reduce debt as well. If you see in terms of December 2022, we were somewhere in that range of 2,800 odd crores. Where does it stand now? And with this, merger as well, if you talk about, with the merger as well as when you talk about collaboration with New Year King, how much does our debt go up by?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, December 22 was our last published debt, and as you know, we are into silent period right now. I cannot give you the number of current number right now, but I can tell you that with this 2,500 crore capex guidance which we have given for FY24, during the year, because this payment will also go in a staggered manner in FY24, intermittently that could go up by around 500 to 700 crore, but that is only for an intermittent period because all these the moment. And that is only because the capex payments may bunch up, but immediately then after that, with the earnings, it will come down again. Again, I would like to reiterate the ratios will still remain very strong and one of the best in the metal industry.
Right. So are we saying that the current 2,800 crores is what we already have, right, till December? Apart from that, when you talk about the further capex that will be made, can we assume that 5,000 to 6,000 on an absolute terms is the kind of debt we will be maintaining in FY24?
Standalone basis, 2,800 crore, the maximum.
This will be consolidated.
On 500 to 700 crore. Then what number you have been adding JUSL debt, but JUSL also comes with another additional 3,000 rupees EBITDA per ton. So that also brings a good earning. That debt is around 2,000 crore, but that also comes with a very strong earning. 3,000 rupees that will further enhance the. So if we have to take 5,000 number or the number 2,800 plus 2,000, then and that going by around 500 to 700 crore, then the EBITDA per ton we should consider at around 20,000 plus 3,000 rupees EBITDA per ton of JUSL. So that will further improve the overall that will be
balance sheet as well overall, right? And apart from that, how are the margin trends going to look like in post the merged entity? From here on, from a business perspective?
See, our margin guidance for FY24 is around 20,000 rupees per ton on JSL level. And additionally, JUSL acquisition, which will be completed in this quarter, that can add up to another 3,000 rupees per ton. Though JUSL will remain as a subsidiary, not get merged. So, but in consolidated level, it could reflect another 3,000 rupees per ton of margin.
Okay. And how is the trend looking like from an export market perspective?
See, export, we are, I would like to just summarize that we are more into the value-added products, and our export markets are only very high-end markets like Europe, US, these type of high-end economies. And when the government of India put up the export duty, in fact, I'm happy to share that and thank Government of India that they have recently, Ministry of Steel has selected 2 companies under the Make in India effort from the steel industry. us and the SAIL. SAIL is being a government company, and from private company, we are the only one to during the pilot project to showcase the Make in India Make in India stainless steel product outside India. So when the government of India earlier put up the export duty, our export mix came down to 5%. Now we are gaining back our export share after removal of our export duty. And FY24, we are expecting the export mix should consist around 20% level in our export mix. So it should again regain our export mix back in FY24.
Right. And from a raw material price trend perspective, how is that looking like, taking the China situation as well as the demands, outlook?
See, raw material is very difficult to predict in today's situation because there are too many geopolitical things which are impacting this. So for us, the focus is then how we do remain in the value-added product and remain more as a converter model, so with that we can pass it on these prices depending on. So we don't, when the raw material prices goes down, we also don't take the advantage and make the profit out of it. We also pass on even the price advantage to our customer, and the similar vice versa model, so that it's a win-win for the customer as well as us. So we maintain our margin in a fashion that whenever the raw material prices goes up, obviously we expect to get the quality product, the consumer also to pay us the large the enhanced price. And it's also true that we also don't immediately drop our prices whenever the raw material prices goes down, so that at least customer is not at all at disadvantage at any point of time.
Right. So I think that's going to be an interesting move from here on as well. Anurag, but firstly, congratulations on the new dividend policy as well, and on completion of the merger. Lots to look forward to in the coming quarters from your company. Thank you. Stay safe and speak to you soon again.
Thank you, Hiral. Thank you so much.